When you go away over the holidays, most of us are likely to do the same few things. We lock the doors, maybe set an alarm, and then hope everything's exactly how we left it when we get back. But an empty house doesn't just feel different, it looks different too. Now, this video isn't about turning your home into some kind of Fort Knox, and it's definitely not about expensive security systems or complicated setups. It's about using the smart home devices you probably already have, lights, plugs, speakers, and cameras, to make your home look lived in whilst you're away. In this video, I'll take you through ideas and automations as to how you can use Home Assistant as a security deterrent before you travel without overcomplicating things. Hey everyone, my name's Simon and welcome to a new video on Byte of Geek, a channel that's all about Home Assistant and smart home technology. With the holiday season well and truly in full swing, many of us will be travelling to friends and family, and it's during this time that our smart homes really can come into their own, not just for convenience but for peace of mind as well. In this video, the 9th in my Smart Home Christmas series, I'm looking at some things that you could set up in Home Assistant to help offer a deterrent whilst you're away. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So if you're going to be away for any length of time over the holiday season and you use a lot of battery powered devices and you've got routines set up off of those, then make sure you check them before you travel. Use a HACS card like Battery Notes or Battery State Card to list out your smart devices and their battery levels so that you can easily identify those that need replacing immediately. These are both super easy to set up in Home Assistant, and with Battery Notes you can provide further details about the device and the battery, which is kind of handy if you plan on using it long term. But either way, they're both great options, and I'll put links to these down below in the description of this video. If you've got a smart doorbell or security cameras set up, then it's ever so easy just to turn off notifications when you're at home, especially if you're in a built-up area, just so you're not getting spammed with messages all the time. But when you're traveling this holiday season, now is the time to make sure you've got them turned on and your monitoring zones set up correctly. If the app for your devices doesn't send you anything more than a basic notification that motion has been detected, then you could use a blueprint like this one, which will take a snapshot and send you a notification with an image captured from your camera. It's simple enough to set up. Just choose your motion sensor, which could be the sensor on your camera, select the camera that will take the picture, and then specify the device that will receive the notification. If you want some optional text, then you can add that, but basically you're all set up and ready to go. If you've installed door and window sensors in your home, then make sure you've got automations set up to send notification at any time. Many of us will have these installed just to display nice icons on dashboards, but these are super handy to let you know if someone has managed to gain access whilst you're away. Added to this, if you're using something like an Aqara vibration sensor elsewhere in the house, then now might be a good time to repurpose those devices and attach them to windows so that if someone breaks the glass, then you can have notifications sent to your phone. If you plan to set these up long term, then think about setting up a holiday mode helper, or even better, integrate them with your Home Assistant calendar. Now, it's highly unlikely that you or anyone in your household will turn on lights or close curtains and shades at the same time every day of the week. And when you set up automations to do that, then that really does indicate that someone might not be at home. But with a few simple tweaks, you can improve your automations to add an element of randomness to all of these actions and give the impression of presence even when you're away. As an example, if I create an automation for, say, my office lights, and I want this to trigger every 5 minutes, but I also want to restrict that to only happen between the hours of 6 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. The next bit will add some randomness to this being run. So if I add a template condition, basically this will generate a random number between 1 and 4, and if that number happens to be a 1, then the automation will fire. We've now got a 25% chance of this happening. If you want to reduce the odds, then just change this number to a lower value. And then when this does run, then it's going to turn on my office ceiling light. And if I had automated curtains or shades in this room, then I could add them to this as well. And I'd probably also add a slight delay between the lights coming on and the shades closing. I'd suggest maybe creating a few automations like this, having different time ranges and randomness, and that way it gives the impression that someone is moving around the house. If you want something a little more ready-made though, then there is this blueprint, Holiday and Away Lighting by Blackie, that you could use instead, and I'll put a link to that down below in the description. Now, if you own an Amazon Echo device, then there are a couple of things you can do here to use this as part of your smart home security deterrent. With the Alexa devices integration installed, you can quite easily create an automation along with your presence routines to play a radio station. You could alter this to use the random value, and that way it'll be different each time. Just don't forget to turn it off at the end. But you could also take it one step further, and combined with your camera notifications, you could create an automation to play one of the many dog barking sounds when someone has been detected by your motion sensor. This is easy to set up, and Amazon have a list of all the sounds you can play in their developer documentation. But just to give you an idea of what that looked like, this is one of the automations that I've set up. So basically, this automation is set with one of my Reolink cameras. So if that detects motion for a couple of seconds, then it sets the volume on one of my Echo devices to a higher level than normal, and then plays a dog barking sound twice from the Amazon collection. It waits a little while and then repeats the process, resetting everything back to normal at the end. Obviously, this is just meant to act as a deterrent, and if you have neighbours, then you might want to think about volume levels and the constant barking they might hear if your cameras are prone to false detections. Smart plugs are one of the cheapest and most versatile tools you can use when you're away from home, and you probably already own quite a few without really thinking about them as a security device. Using them with lamps is the obvious choice, but things like radios or even a television plugged into a smart plug can add a lot of realism, especially if you combine them with presence simulation. So think about turning a lamp on for 20 to 40 minutes in the evening, powering a radio for a short period of time in the morning, and turning the TV on a few times across the week. What you don't want to do is to leave something on all night. Just nice, short, believable periods of activity. And building all of these to use your holiday mode helper enables you to have something that is completely reusable throughout the year. Basically, it just becomes a set and forget process for the future. If you're going to be away from home, especially for more than a few days, then it's worth thinking about your Home Assistant host. What might happen if that went down? How would you connect back into it to restart it? There's so many options for this that it warrants a video in its own right, but make sure you do a backup of it before you leave, even if you have automatic backups enabled, and make sure those backups are stored off of the Home Assistant machine. If you have a NAS at home, then this is a great place to store those backups locally, and many NAS platforms make it very easy to replicate that data to another device or cloud service automatically. Even without a NAS, a basic cloud backup gives you an extra layer of protection if something goes wrong whilst you're away. So there you have it, just some simple, cheap and effective things that you can do and use with your smart home to set up a level of deterrence whilst you're away. Have you already got something like this set up? Let me know the types of things you're doing down below in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, then don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons and hit the notification bell as well, so that you don't miss the next video that I've got lined up across the rest of December as part of my 12 days of Smart Home Christmas. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.